Hello there, my Sagittarius Collective. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Oh my goodness, Sagittarius, what's up? What's up? Oh, you got the Hang One vibe, you got the Nine of Wands, the Emperor energy, there at the Page of Wands. Oh, there's an Aries you shouldn't trust. There's an Aries you certain, I don't know. The Emperor energy with you is your kryptonite. So you got to know you. Here, Sagittarius, so take what's yours and leave what's not. You choose that Emperor energy. That Emperor energy, for some of you, that's a relationship or partnership that definitely keeps you stuck or stagnant. You could be having some weird sort of vibes, trusting the instincts, trusting the intuition. The Emperor energy feels like the voice in your head. So those of you, if you're going through something on a religious vibe, this is like the voice in your head. So fears, doubts, insecurities here when it comes to like options or opportunities. Some of you, this is that dominant energy that can keep you stuck or stagnant way longer than you need to. So you need to understand who or what that Aries energy represents for you. Now, those of you, if you got like an Aries rising or an Aries moon, this could be what kind of overwhelms you. So you go from making like smart decisions and then you start doubting yourself. You start doubting yourself. You need to figure out why you stop or why you start doubting yourself and how to stop like doubting yourself. That Emperor energy with you, that does feel like the voice in your head. Sagittarius, what's your favorite astrologer, Sagittarius? There's like abundance energy with you, but there's something kind of interesting going on astrologically with you as well, Sagittarius. So what's your favorite astrologer? Understand maybe the Sagittarius vibes here so that you are making like really good choices and really smart decisions here. I don't feel like you need to be taking or making any unnecessary risks. You are still pulling the double heartbreak vibes with regard to you, Sagittarius. Take what's yours and leave what's not on that. Some of you with regard to that Emperor energy, those of you, if you're not over an ex, you need to kind of move through that energy. The Emperor is the one that kind of can dictate your decision making, whether you like it or not. And some of you, you don't like the fact that that Emperor dictates your decision making. But some of you, I feel like that's almost like a kink you have, especially if you tend to like dominant partners, but at the same time, you always have that sort of bickering energy in between it. So you kind of choose these passive aggressive sort of relationships or partnerships. It's kind of that energy of you want someone strong and dominant, but at the same time, you want to kind of be the strong and dominant one. So there's a lot of passive aggressive energy when it comes to this. Some of you, it's almost like you're like a walking sort of contradiction when it comes to relationships or partnerships that you choose. Especially if you have like an Aries rising or an Aries moon. Some of you, I feel like it's the Aries rising energy with you. There's some interesting astrology to this. So maybe some of you focus on the astrology and understand maybe if you, most definitely if you have an Aries rising, maybe see what that means for you and what that's about when it comes to you. Yeah, you need to understand that. This is something you need to be rather proactive with. The Emperor is either that voice in your head, those of you, the influence of the Aries rising with you, or it's a relationship or partnership. I hesitate to say boss energy, but for some of you, it could be like the boss vibes, but the Emperor energy is that's rather bossy vibes with you. It almost feels like it's an interpersonal or a romantic choice with you, more so than what it is maybe a working relationship or partnership. Those of you with Aries rising, maybe figure out what the hell that means for you, because it is going to make a difference. Because it feels like you're kind of a walking contradiction. You want a strong, dominant partner, but at the same time, you spend all your time trying to dominate them. So there's an unhealthy sort of vibe within that relationship or partnership anyway. Or that's kind of what The Emperor informs your decision making, but you don't like it. You have to understand it. You have to understand that. And for those of you with an Aries rising, that could be what makes more sense to you. Oh, sweet Jesus. And there you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you're kind of a walking contradiction. There's a yeah, with the Chariot vibe. Things are going nowhere fast with you as well. Do be mindful of the double heartbreak vibes. Oh, over the Chariot. I was going to say you're pulling Libra energy, and there Libra comes out. And over top of that, is the Ten of Swords. Yeah. This is inconclusive Ten of Swords energy. You haven't pulled the Six of Cups, but this feels like the X energy. The Emperor energy is your kryptonite. The Emperor energy is your kryptonite. That's the voice in your head. That's the relationships or partnerships that you choose. With the King and Queen of Wands energy, you're always at odds. This is always, you're always at odds. So it's those of you that, you see the Ace of Cups. This is why I feel like some of you with regard to the interpersonals, don't date your kink. Don't date your kink. There's some interesting astrology on this. So do watch your favorite astrologer to kind of understand more of this, especially those of you, I feel like the Aries rising, because you always pull Emperor energy. But the Emperor dictates your decision making and you don't like it, but at the same time, you're oddly attracted to it. So that's why it kind of feels like a kink with you. Don't date your kink. Especially with the double heartbreak energy. Some of you, this could be your moon nodes as well. So if you know your moon nodes, if you haven't paid attention to the astrology, pay attention to the astrology. I do feel like there's something interesting with Sagittarius in astrology. Those of you that have Moon Rising Venus, those of you cross-watching from Moon Rising or Venus here with Sagittarius. The Sagittarius is, if you got an Aries Rising, this is kind of, you're a walking contradiction. But you kind of know that and understand that. Five of Swords, the Page. Yeah, some of you mindful of the double heartbreak energy. Because it kind of feels like you go from one crappy partner to another crappy partner. And you don't know why. You don't know why. Yes, yeah, some of you, like, maybe pay attention to the astrology or something. Because honestly, I feel like there's like great energy with you. But the fact that you keep pulling this like stuck stagnant energy, the Emperor dictates your decision making. You don't like it, but yet there you are. You kind of feel stuck or stagnant with this. So kind of understand something, especially if you have an Aries rising. It comes up that because I'm drawn to the rising sun vibes there on the Sagittarius card. So take what's yours and leave what's not. It's love, but you have to love yourself first. That's why it's not always a negative, but you need to make sure that you're loving yourself as much as you're giving to relationships or partnerships. Oh, there at that Three of Cups vibe. That's why I feel no unnecessary risks. Because it's not really gonna get you anywhere. For a lot of you, it just keeps you stuck or stagnant. Whatever that Emperor energy is, you have to understand it. But the Emperor energy, it's like that voice in your head. It's how you look at things. It's how you view things. And for some of you, it kind of, you contradict yourself with regard to how you kind of look at things. So this could be what is frustrating for you. It does feel like if you have Aries rising. But take what's yours and leave what's not. Do be mindful of the double heartbreak vibe. You've been pulling that for a minute. Some of you trust the astrology before you maybe allow yourself to stay like way too stuck or stagnant. Because I don't feel like the astrology is kind of matching up to some of you what you expect with regard to those interpersonal relationships or partnerships. But I also feel like you choose relationships or partnerships where you kind of like the idea of being dominated, but at the same time, you're not. So that's the sort of Emperor vibes you got going on there. It feels like the Aries energy with you. Especially if you have Aries rising. It feels more Aries rising than Aries moon, but take what's yours and leave what's not. Especially if things aren't working out the way you think they should be working out. Because I think you're going to find the perfect partner. I think there's success energy with you. I think you're the only one that kind of holds yourself back here. But it's all about you. And it's about you prioritizing yourself, but you being able to make the choices. Whatever that Emperor energy is, vibe with you, is dictating a lot of your choices right now. And some of you, that's your own sort of thoughts, beliefs. Yeah, that's a voice in your head. You know, when you're talking things out, you're working things out, you're trying to understand things. Those of you, this is what keeps you stuck or stagnant. This brings in the fears and doubts. Yeah, sit your ass down. I feel like understand the astrology of it. Four of Swords, the Queen of Swords, there to the Five of Wands. There's a lot of things not working out. There's a lot of things not working out, but they're not supposed to. That's why I feel like some of you are getting single. Whether friendship vibes, romantic vibes with you, take what's yours and leave what's not. Some of you, maybe this is work related with you. If you've had the same shitty boss for a while, the Emperor is making the decisions for you and you don't like it. But at the same time, you're kind of attracted to that sort of vibe here. Don't date your kink. Over the Five of Wands, there's the Seven of Swords. There at the Ace of Wands. This like completely changes the vibes with you, Sagittarius. So you're wanting to achieve a dream or goal. So this is you focusing on success energy, but you still have the things that keep you stuck or stagnant. Because you always pull the Emperor. The Emperor is your kryptonite. But some of you, I feel like you embody that energy. So you kind of keep yourself stuck or stagnant more. It does feel like if you have an Aries rising. Because you're almost like a walking contradiction. I feel like there's romantic vibes for you once you prioritize yourself. And maybe you understand your love language. Because there's something about this that doesn't quite work. And you're pulling the double heartbreak vibes. But I feel like if you go from one situationship, you go from one Emperor energy to yet another Emperor energy. So if all your exes are basically the same, this is kind of that vibe. Especially if you like the dominant ones and then you spend the whole relationship or partnership in defiance of your partner. So there's a lot of that passive-aggressive energy. It does feel like dating a kink, but take what's yours and leave what's not, Sagittarius. The Emperor energy is that voice in your head. That's your fears, your insecurities. I feel like pay attention to the astrology because the astrology would make more sense. Especially if you have Aries rising. Emphasis on the Aries rising, but take what's yours and leave what's not. What's the song for Sagittarius? Try a little tenderness. Try a little tenderness. Those of you with regard to like, you always pull spiritual vibes because Sagittarius, I see Temperance Angel as like Mother Mary vibes. So I do like this for you if you're going through something. The Emperor energy, those of you, religion, how you view religion. Some of you, you're still philosophies on religion. Especially those of you that consider yourself a religious person. So, you know, those of you going to church, those of you getting back into church, those of you that take communion, those of you that are kind of looking at things from a kind of a different perspective here as well. Because the Emperor energy does give like the voice of God energy from Carousel. So, you know, take what's yours and leave what's not. Others of you, that's those of you that keep dating your kink. So you need to kind of figure things out here. Be gentle on yourself as well. I do feel like take your time if you're newly single. So don't go from one sort of relationship or partnership into another. The focus should be on you. There must be 50 ways to leave your lover. I love this. Those of you, if you know, oh, what the hell's the movie? The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I love, you haven't paid attention to the astrology or something, maybe look at the astrology. That could be what, the Emperor is your kryptonite. But I feel like for some of you, if you have an Aries Rising, this could be what, because you're kind of a walking contradiction. You want like the peace, love, and light. You want a loving relationship or partnership, but all the partners that you choose don't really bring about that emotional energy that you want. Some of you could have started experiencing this when Aries was in Neptune. Aries and Neptune switched a lot of things up when it comes to that Empress vibe. Interpersonal success here with you. So make sure that you're prioritizing yourself. Because it's not a negative vibe. But if you're kind of surrounded by negative energy or you're not looking at things from more of a positive perspective, loving yourself more than you love your partners and understanding that. Because there's not much of a difference between the Aquarius vibe there and you, Sagittarius. Except this is, you're getting out of that Emperor energy. Whatever that is when it comes to your decision making. Those of you, if you're religious and you take communion, that might be a handful of you. But those of you that look at things from a religious perspective, but you would be talking this out, working this out with the clergy, right? That's kind of things that you have to make sense of, Sagittarius. Be gentle on yourself, Sagittarius. Be gentle on yourself. Anything else for Sagittarius? Pay attention to the astrology. Pay attention to the astrology. A Knight of Pentacles there at the Wheel of Fortune. There's success, but it's going to take a minute because you have to trust your instincts and trust your intuition. Some of you, that's the astrology. So, watch your favorite astrologer, especially if things aren't making sense otherwise. And don't overwhelm yourself with trying to make things make sense as well. So, you know what I mean, Sagittarius? Ooh. Good luck, God bless, peace, love, and light.